the lowest of them priests of the high places would sacrifice for them in the house of the high places. They feared the Lord, Yahweh, and served their own gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence. In other words, they were following our ways. 34. Unto this day they do after the former manners. They fear not the Lord, neither do they after their statutes, or after their ordinances, or after the law and commandment which the Lord commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel. It says, with whom the Lord had made a covenant and charged them, Israel, saying, ye shall not fear other gods, nor bow yourself down to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice unto them. That's why we say these guys in the black unconscious community, they're going to be put to death for pushing that bullshit of serving these other gods. 36, but the Lord who brought you up out of the land of Egypt, talking about Israel, with great power and a stretched out arm, him shall ye fear, and him shall ye worship, and to him shall ye do sacrifice. The Most High gonna get you guys. You guys in that black consciousness bullshit, the Most High gonna get you, man. 37. And the statutes and the ordinances and the law and the commandments which he wrote for you, ye shall observe to do them forevermore, and ye shall not fear other gods. All right? Let me just jump around. Well, anyway, what happened was they were taken captive by the Assyrians, right? And what they did do, I don't know if this is in the same chapter where they said we're going to go to a new world. I know it's in the Apocrypha. So I got to go to the Apocrypha. I say something.
So you're getting the history of what happened to the nation of Israel, because you have to understand, in order for you to understand that scripture in 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, you have to know what was taking place at the time and what occurred and the reason why Israel was cut off from their land and why they went into captivity under the Assyrians, because they were worshiping idols secretly, which went back all the way down to the time of Jeroboam. Because when the kingdom was split after the time of King Solomon with his son Rehoboam holding the southern kingdom, which was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and Jeroboam holding the northern kingdom, which was Ephraim and the rest of the other tribes. All the kings that came out of Israel, beginning with Ephraim, they were all wicked, because the Lord set it up that way because He was ready to cut them off from their land. But then you had among the Judite kings, you had some that were righteous and you had some that were wicked, because there wasn't time for them to fully go down yet. So in process of time, after they worshiped the idols that Jeroboam set up, then the Lord stirred the spirit in these nations to start conquering the known territory. And one of the places they conquered was Samaria, and took the Israelites into captivity.
Yeah, I got some history for you. This is from, I Googled Shalmaneser the Fifth, and this is what I found. It says Shalmaneser the Fifth, 727 to 722 BC, was able to bring Hoshea, the last king of Israel, 732 to 723 BC, under his control. The scriptural reference for that is 2 Kings 17 and 3. Hoshea failed to pay his annual tribute in his 7th year of reign, and was visited by Shalmaneser V, who placed Samaria, the capital of Israel, under siege. The king of Egypt was implicated in this treachery in some way, for he gave encouragement to Hoshea in his rebellious intentions. The siege of Samaria lasted for 3 years, and in Hoshea's 9th year, the city fell. All right. The biblical record seems to attribute the fall of the city to Shalmaneser. Unfortunately, there are no existing records for the reign of Shalmaneser V and the capture of Samaria was claimed by Shalmaneser's son, Sargon, 721 to 705 BC. So between Shalmaneser and Sargon, two Assyrian kings, the northern kingdom of Israel pretty much fell into Assyrian captivity. And what happened was they were brought over to Assyria, and from Assyria, according to the reference written in the Apocrypha, they left Assyria and went, the journey took them about a year and a half. They went around the Horn of Africa.
Yeah, I got that right now. I'm gonna
Okay.
have you read that. I just
Okay.
got it right here. This is 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, starting from the 40th verse. So this picks up where we left from 2 Kings 17.
All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes.
You got your apocrypha?
Come.
Read out of your apocrypha.
Okay.
Give us a second. You got it?
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, 39. It says, "And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser, which is Shalmaneser the fifth, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land." Now that other land is talking about Assyria, the first place where they were brought to in captivity. I'm going to continue to read. I just want to read real quick in 2 Kings 17, where... Khan. Okay, you got it. Okay, yeah, because I mean, it doesn't. It tells you how the king of Shalmaneser brought the children of Israel into the land of Assyria.
Yeah, it's right here. I'm going to go right to the point. The 6th verse, 2 Kings 17 and 6. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria. Hosea was not the king of Assyria. It was Shalmaneser. But the king that ruled over Israel at that time was Hoshea, all right? It said, and carried Israel away along with their king, Hoshea, into Assyria and placed them in Hala and in the harbor by the river Gozan and in the city of the Medes, all right?
So now here in the Apocrypha, it takes place, it's going back and revisiting the history. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land, which is what? Assyria. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So why did they take this counsel to go to this particular land where never mankind dwelt? Because they already knew of this land. Right. In other words, you had missions of sailors like the Phoenicians, which are Canaanites, that came over here in ships. But they would come over here to get exotic animals, different types of wood, different types of exotic things to bring it back to over to King Solomon.
Yeah, let me say something on the word Phoenician. The word Phoenician they were the Canaanites, not the Phoenician. The word Phoenician, and you can look it up. The word Phoenician is a Greek way of saying Canaan, the Canaanites. All right, so you use that term Phoenician, is really talking about the Canaanites.
And so the place where never mankind dwelt was here in the so-called Americas, which were named that later. But what happened was, why did they take a counsel to come over to this place? Because they knew about it through King Solomon and those voyages that the Canaanites took to come over to this side of the world. You see, and many other people knew about it. Christopher Columbus knew about it. That's why he mentioned the prophet Ezra in the movie 1492, Conquest of Paradise. He already knew about this side of the world. He just didn't have the proper so-called, as they put in the movie, the proper calculations, because he didn't make that voyage until, which, I did a little something on it. 1485 was really the first time he came over here. So he was just playing it off like he didn't really know the distance, but he did. And it says that they might dare keep the statutes which they never kept in their own land. So they wanted to come here to start afresh, not to be under the hands of the other nations, being persecuted, so that they can follow the law.